Let's go. We've got some breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers come away with a big time trade. And they go out and get Chase Young, the former number 2 overall pick from the Commanders. And we are going to talk about it all. We're going to react to it all right now. But you already know what to do. First of all, drop a W in the chat. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And let's react to the San Francisco 49ers making a big time move and also discuss if there are more moves to be made. Let's go. We got movement. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. We got a big time trade. Let's go, baby. 49ers, John Lynch, masterclass loading. He goes out and gets Commanders defensive end Chase Young for a steal, I might add you. An absolute steal. Third round pick, not just a normal third round pick, a compensatory third round pick, which means this is at the back end of the third. The 49ers effectively are trading a pick that they got in return from either Rand Carthon or D'Amico Ryan signing with their current prospective employers, or Mike McGlinchey signing with the Denver Broncos. So let me translate that again for you. This is for free. This is basically for free. This is absolutely a huge, huge trade. And let's be honest, Chase Young has been having a phenomenal year so far. He is currently has 5 sacks. He's got 38 pressures. And before last week, he had a pass rush win rate percentage of 20.4%. It dropped to 18.4% after this week. But even at 18.4% pass rush win rate, it's still a career high. So 49ers go out and they get Chase Young for effectively nothing. Again, obviously they're giving up a comp third, but that comp third is coming by way of the San Francisco 49ers having free agents and or coaching or GMs hiring elsewhere. So this is a big time trade. And guess what? Because of the cost for the San Francisco 49ers to go out and get Chase Young, that also tells me that there is still plenty of room for the San Francisco 49ers to go out and make another move. Ho, ho, ho. And it's been heavily reported and linked that the San Francisco 49ers are potentially going after Jaylen Johnson, the Bears cornerback, 24 years old, looking to go out and get paid. And maybe it's going to be with the San Francisco 49ers. But when I look at this trade that the 49ers just made, that absolutely makes them better by going out and getting Chase Young, putting him on the opposite side of Nick Bosa, former teammate, by the way, at Ohio State, former number 2 overall pick, just like Nick Bosa. Now you have legitimate lockdown pass rushing edge on each side with Eric Armstead, with Javon Hargrave, with all these different guys to be able to now have a legitimate defensive line to go after and attack. You already know the vibes. We out here. This is a phenomenal move for the San Francisco 49ers because, as I've already stated, We already talked about the compensation given up, nothing. Comp third, nothing. And then what the 49ers can do is they can now compound that and they can go after Jaylen Johnson. If that's going to take a late first, maybe a second and an additional comp third, you can we can see John Lynch be a finesser right now. And so far, man, I have to applaud the aggressiveness of John Lynch. I mean, honestly, the last couple years in a row, he goes out and gets Christian McCaffrey last year at the deadline. Now he goes out and gets Chase Young, and some tells me he's not done yet. Some tells me he's not done yet. So what we got to wait and see, as we are now less than an hour away from the trade deadline, is will they go after Jaylen Johnson? Jaylen Johnson has not been moved yet. It's been reported that multiple teams have been active in going after Jaylen Johnson from the Bears. I believe Philly, the Bills, to name a few. It appears the Cowboys are out on Jaylen Johnson. So, what I do think could happen here is that it's going to go all the way up till the deadline, because I would have to imagine there's a bit of a bidding war going on for Jaylen Johnson. So, that's why I don't think it's been announced yet. So, what I anticipate is it is going to go all the way up until the deadline, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are going to see if the San Francisco 49ers come out on top and they come away with two big time players to add to the defensive side. Whoo! Let's go. I'm glad we got something. Justin on YouTube says, if Young is playing so good, why only a third for him? I think part of the reason why it was only a third, he does have a injury history in the past. Obviously has the ACL that he was recovering from. If you guys remember last year, I think it was on Christmas when the 49ers played Chase Young, that was his first game back from the ACL tear. So he doesn't even have a full season on his surgically repaired knee. They declined his fifth-year option, and it's probably a third because he's a rental at this current state in time. So the way it works is the San Francisco 49ers at the end of the year will have the opportunity to either extend him or tag and potentially trade him. Obviously, if Chase Young plays well, I do imagine that the 49ers will try to find a way to give him an extension. So it's a win-win for the San Francisco 49ers in regards to player they got in return, compensation given up, filling a huge need on the edge. This was something that I identified early on in the year, that the 49ers, although Nick Bosa has been generating pressures up until this point, they just haven't been getting home. They haven't been getting the sack numbers that we have been accustomed to. And one of the things was we weren't really getting a steady pass rush on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. When you go back and you reference the 2019 season, when the San Francisco 49ers were absolutely dominant on the defensive line, one of the things that you have to look at was how good the 49ers defensive line was with D Ford on the field on the opposite side of Nick Bosa, with DeForest Buckner, with Eric Armstead. Right now, this defensive line, as we currently see it constructed, is as close to the 2019 defensive line that we have seen. So this is a good. I like this. I wanted. Obviously, you guys know me. Tier 1, I wanted Brian Burns. Then I wanted Montez Sweat, but Montez Sweat and Chase Young was like a 1A, 1B scenario. But you get Chase Young, who is 3 years younger than Montez Sweat, for a comp third. That's huge. That is absolutely huge that the San Francisco 49ers come up big in multiple ways. This is crazy. This is crazy. Justin says, can't believe we got him for a comp pick draft season. Going to be great still. 100%. We still have thirds. We still have third round picks. That means that we have a projected 10 picks still in this draft. So the San Francisco 49ers still have their first, their second. They should still have an additional, their original third. Like I think they have like 2 fourths, 2 fifths. Bro, the 49ers have plenty of draft picks. So moving a comp third for Chase Young is probably one of the biggest steals of today. So what I mean, I know it's been a rough 3 weeks, everyone. I know it's been a rough 3 weeks. Losing all 3 of those games in a row. It's been brutal. I know we've been asking what's going on with our team, what's going on with the boys, you know, going from 5-0 to 0-3. What's happening? Well, what I do appreciate about this front office and the continuity that this front office have and the confidence that ownership has in the front office to go out and be aggressive. Like, I'm so happy right now that we have an ownership group, we have a front office group that are willing to spend, that are willing to make bold moves, that are willing to go out and make moves, man. And I think this is fantastic. I think this is a quality trade. Like I said, Chase Young would be third on my list of edge rushers of, wish list. Brian Burns, likely unattainable. Montez Sweat, too expensive. Chase Young, for the value that we got him at, chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful. So now, again, as we've discussed, obviously Chase Young is going to be plug and play. He's going to fit right in, hand to the dirt. He's going to fit into the wide 9 really, really well. And I'm really excited about how he fits in with this group. And I do think he is going to fit in extremely well. Obviously, has a relationship with Nick Bosa, both Ohio State alums. This is big, man. This is phenomenal. So I'm excited. The day's still not over, guys. The day's still not over. So we're going to see who wins the Jaylen Johnson sweepstakes. So that is what's next. It's apparently, as it was reported yesterday or last night, that Jaylen Johnson has been given permission to seek a trade. It's been reported that they had a deterioration in contract negotiations between the Bears and Jaylen Johnson, and so as a result, he is now able to seek a trade partner. So it is going to be, I don't think the 49ers are done. I really don't. I think we got one more in the holster, but it's going to be very interesting to see what that is. All right, we got, and this is it right here. Tim Kawakami says, NFL source, 49ers are closing in on another trade. I don't know who it is for, but it's likely they've got one more. Okay, there it is. So I would have to imagine it's Jaylen Johnson that the 49ers are after. Hey, man, I'm loving this right now. 49ers apparently still not done and still have one more trade in the holster. That's per Tim Kawakami of The Athletic. So John Lynch, masterclass, isn't done just yet. So we might have, and again, deadline is in now in less than 40 minutes. So it appears that the 49ers got one more trade in them. And could that be Jaylen Johnson? Whoo! Hey, man, we need it for the mentals. We need it for the mentals heading into this bye week after going 0-3 the last 3 games. Oh, baby. All right, I'm going to get this out. The 49ers are reportedly closing in on another trade per Tim Kawakami. Come on, Lynch. Bring us Jaylen, baby. The 49ers are reportedly closing in on another trade. Boom. All right. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Doesn't sound like the San Francisco 49ers are done. Man, I'm still like trying to wrap my head around the value that the 49ers just got by going out and getting Chase Young for a comp third. Not even a regular third, a comp third, a free third. That's huge, man. That's huge. That is huge. All right. I wonder what we're going to get. Is it Jaylen Johnson? Is it Jaylen? What do we owe Young this season? I'm not familiar right now with what is owed by Chase Young. However, I do know he is on his rookie deal. So he's on his last year of this rookie deal. I could look it up here in about 2 seconds. So let me see what Chase Young will cost the 49ers for. All right. So Chase Young is currently on his final deal. Oh my goodness. Chase Young in 2023 has a base salary of 5.3 million and he has a cap hit of 2.9 million. And it will be interesting to see if that whole thing rolls over, but that does not sound like a whole lot. I'm seeing people report that it will be in the hundreds of thousands of what it will count against the San Francisco 49ers cap. So theoretically, I don't know what the numbers are realistically. I'm looking at Spotrac right now. But what is apparent is it's not going to cost the 49ers a lot of money. So that is huge. It's not going to cost a lot against the cap. And it didn't cost them a lot to go out and get the player to begin with. So that's huge. Whoo! Jaylen Johnson? Is that our next guy? Is that the next guy that we're gonna get? I don't know. I'm hyped. All right. Let's turn to the chat now. Let's turn to the chat. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We got people checking in on Facebook, YouTube, and IG. So, what I want to know from the chat is what would you guys grade? What would your instant grade be of the 49ers trade of Chase Young? Let me know in the chat. Give me your grades right now. Is it an A plus? I would have to say we're in the A's. What we're going to be potentially debating, is it A plus? Is it A? Is it A minus? We got a B- in the chat. B-. What are you smoking, my boy? B-. How is it a B-? Doesn't even make sense. You know, B- is almost a C. Hey, if you wanna throw out a B+, okay, that's fine. That's fine. B- though. Not meaning to shame your grade, but considering all the factors, and that the 49ers effectively got Chase Young for free, I would have to say instantly bumps it beyond a B just for the the details alone on the trade. Just for the details alone. And again, it's like the same process for the Randy Gregory trade where the 49ers didn't pay anything. They gave up barely anything in trade compensation and they got a player that has made somewhat of an impact for the 49ers. But boy, oh boy, all the reports coming out is that John Lynch, the San Francisco 49ers aren't done. And as we've stated before, it sounds like the 49ers have been working on this Jaylen Johnson trade for quite some time. So, like I said, it feels like it's going to be a bidding war for Jaylen Johnson all the way down to the wire of who is going to pay the price for Jaylen Johnson. Is it going to be the 49ers? Are they going to get outbid potentially by, let's say, someone like the Eagles, maybe the Bills? I hope not. So we'll see. We'll see what else he's got cooking. We'll see what else he's got cooking. But this is big news for the 49ers to be able to get a pass rusher of this caliber. Big time. Big time. Let's see. Man, I can't believe we got him for a comp third, man. That's so cheap. That's so cheap. I'm telling you. Man. I don't see how anyone could slander John Lynch. I can't see it. John Lynch, the way John Lynch executes his process, I love. You know, I would say probably sometimes, you know, the results aren't ideal, but the process is on point. The thought processes at play, I get, they make sense, they're on point. You know, it's hit or miss with player evaluation sometimes, right? You're not always going to be batting 1,000, but I do appreciate the process in which this front office operates. And that's half the battle. Whew. All right, Schefter. All right, Schefter, we got one more deal to announce. We got one more deal to announce. What's it going to be? Are we going to get it while we're on live? Are we going to have to come back on? What is it going to be? Let me see. Let me know in the chat because as we talked about already, John Lynch is reportedly closing in on another trade, according to Tim Kawakami. Who is that player going to be? Drop it in the chat. I want to see. Let me know. Let me know who the 49ers are going to get. Is it Jaylen Johnson? Is it someone that we're not anticipating? Is it not someone we're not expecting? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I see some Devontae Adams out there. I see Patrick Surtain. I see people wanting a wide receiver. I see a lot of Jaylen Johnson. Oh, there's a Bowles, Garrett Bowles right there. Jamar Chase. Someone saying another offensive lineman. Adoree Jackson. Chief Keef. Breaking news, the 49ers have traded for Kodak Black to be able to walk out the San Francisco 49ers at every away game. We got a super chat from 49er Prods on YouTube. He says, let's go. Best D-line in the NFL. Bosa, Bear, the Grave Digger, Armstead, and now Chase Young. Yeah. The 49ers getting active. I'll take it. This is a win so far. This is a win so far. And if they can pull off another trade, if they can do another trade in the next 30 minutes, T-minus 30 minutes, people. Let's go. Man, see, this stuff's exciting. For me, like, this is just as exciting as games. Like, I don't know what it is. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. Something about the adrenaline rush that comes from, like, trade deadlines, free agency, the draft. I don't know. Just something about, like, the unknowns. And then we get a trade. Or, like, the unknowns of, like, the players that the 49ers could potentially get, what it makes, I don't know. I vibe off it. This is fun, man. This is fun. So we are absolutely refreshing Twitter every 2 seconds. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, all kinds of stuff. Ian Rappaport just tweeted, Jaylen Johnson is expected to stay in Chicago, and right on cue, the Bills trade for Packers defensive back Rasul Douglas. So this is very, very interesting because the Bills were in on Jaylen Johnson as well. Oh, boy. That is a bit of an interesting development. So maybe the 49ers aren't getting Jaylen Johnson because that is an interesting thing to put out 30 minutes prior to the deadline that he is expected. Now, this could be gamesmanship within the media. This could be the Bears leaking this information. But it is interesting that the Bills instantly make a different move, who were reportedly in on Jaylen Johnson. The Bears intend on keeping cornerback Jaylen Johnson through the trade deadline, per Ian Rappaport. Oh boy, we got all kinds of stuff popping right now. So that is a very interesting development, because obviously we're anticipating the 49ers potentially going and trading for Jaylen Johnson. But what makes it interesting with this report that it doesn't seem the Bears are going to be trading him is that the Bills, who were in on Jaylen Johnson, turn around and they flip and they trade for a cornerback as well. So it's like the Bills bailed on that plan. Okay, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Ho, 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 ho. Oh. What's going to happen? Oh, this is coming down to the wire. This is coming down to the wire. Could the 49ers potentially make another trade with the Commanders? Kendall Fuller has been a name. Ooh. Chris on YouTube, thank you for the super chat. Says if Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, and Young can't get to the quarterback, we 100% riot, and Steve Wilks is done. Oh, yeah. I mean, if the 49ers still have trouble uh, getting to the quarterback with this defensive line group, yeah, that would be concerning. Definitely. Definitely would be concerning. But man, I'm kind of shocked by the rap sheet report that the 49ers do not intend, or excuse me, the Bears do not intend on trading Jaylen Johnson. But with 30 minutes to go, huh? Did they come to? I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Maybe they just weren't getting a good enough return on that. Huh. Very interesting. Very, very interesting to see why that played out like that. All right. So if it's not Jaylen Johnson that the San Francisco 49ers will be trading for, who is it? Who's next on the list? Is it going to be another cornerback? Where are they going with this? I think I answered this question. I think it's in the range of around 500,000, not a whole lot. If Young, Bosa turn up, pass rush, our cornerbacks can defend, it will definitely help our cornerbacks for sure. It'll definitely help our cornerbacks as my gardeners show up and my dog starts barking. Who's better, Jaylen Johnson or Surtain? I would definitely say Surtain is better than Jaylen Johnson for sure. Surtain is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL right now, and it's really not debatable. But I don't really see Surtain being traded because he is such a foundational blue chip type player. I would have a hard time seeing them do that. And when I say that, the Broncos, I would have a hard time seeing them do that. Jaylen Johnson manifesting it. We might need some more manifestation because not sure. Kind of surprised about the Jaylen Johnson news. That's very interesting. That's very, very interesting to see. All right. We've got We've got 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes. Whoo! What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We addressed edge, so I don't think edge is going to be on the list. I would assume cornerback. Do they potentially try to like get a little interesting, get a wide receiver, offensive line? All right, I'm scouring Twitter at the current moment for any news, any updates. So we're less than 20 minutes away. Woo! We're less than 20 minutes away from the official end of the deadline. We've got trades flying. The Bills traded a third-round pick to the Packers for cornerback Rasul Douglas and a fifth-round pick. So that's a pretty good deal for the Bills, I would say. So what are the 49ers going to do? What are they going to do? Whoo-wee! We got 20 minutes. We got less than 20 minutes. Got less than 20 minutes. Boy. Boy, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? All right, there's a lot of scrolling, a lot of refreshing Twitter that's going on right now. Now I'm anxious. I am anxious right now. Went from like feeling pretty confident. Like obviously Tim Kawakami comes out. He's got a lot of ties to the organization. Comes out that the 49ers are in the deal of making another trade. We're all thinking that it's going to be Jaylen Johnson. And then Ian Rappaport drops a report about 15 minutes ago saying, well, not so fast. Not so fast on Jaylen Johnson. It appears that Jaylen Johnson is going to remain with the Bears. So, what does that mean? Are we going to get a shocker at the buzzer? Are we going to get a buzzer beater from Lynch? Are we going to get a Steph Curry from the logo right at the deadline? Somehow comes through and drops a dime from 40 feet to somehow secure the bag. I don't know, dude. What's good, Tommy? Appreciate the badge, man. Um, we'll see. Or is that it? Broncos aren't moving anyone. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It feels like that win that the Broncos had against the Chiefs might have changed their fortunes. So, all right. I mean, it looks like we're gonna be. It looks like we're gonna be on live all the way down to the buzzer. So if you're on YouTube, smash that like button. If you haven't already, smash the like button for good fortune. For good vibes, good energy that we get one more move. That we get one more move before the deadline. To be perfectly clear, I feel good as it currently stands. If the 49ers don't make another move, I'm fine with it. Like I feel pretty good where the 49ers currently stand. I perceived the biggest issue right now on the 49ers was edge. I know a lot of people feel it's the opposite. They wanted corner over edge. I wanted edge over corner. We got our edge. So we'll see. Man, the updates are coming in heavy. We'll see. Oh boy. What are we gonna get? Like I said, I'm good. I'm good with Chase Young for a comp third. I will feel pleased with this trade deadline. If it comes and passes and the 49ers get Chase Young for a comp third, that it will be a win to me. It'll be a win to me. But again, we got that that Tim Kawakami report that the 49ers were about to make another move. So we are waiting and seeing. So we're almost 10 minutes away. We're almost 10 minutes away. Dang, we got 1,500 people on IG. What's good to the 1,500 on IG? We're almost to 1,000 on YouTube and Facebook. We're knocking on the door of 1,000. So I guess if you haven't been here before, smash that sub button or follow or whatever. Smash that like button. We need all the good energy we can get. Let's get one more trade before the deadline hits. I guess we're going to go live up until the buzzer, baby. We're going live up until the buzzer. So we're 12 minutes away right now from the deadline. Are we going to get that Steph Curry from the logo? Are we going to get that Steph Curry from the logo versus the versus OKC? Are we going to get the bang call right at the buzzer? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to get. I'm frantically updating Twitter. I refuse to call it X, by the way. But that's just the personal preference. All right. From my clock, I got 12:49 Pacific Standard Time. 12:49 and officially 10 minutes until the deadline. Woo! 10 minutes, everyone. 10 minutes. I got 12:50 Pacific Standard Time. We have 10 minutes until the trade deadline is closed for the year. We got 10 minutes for Tim Kawakami to be a hero, or a lot of people coming after him on Twitter. I won't be one of them because I understand that life of getting information and having to deal with the anxiety of, should I put this out here? Because you never know. You never know. Like, I've gotten really good information before, but I'm just like, you know what? It's not worth being wrong. Like, the weighing out, putting out the info of being right isn't worth being wrong. So there have been plenty of times I've gotten information and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit on this. I'm gonna post an emoji. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, I'm not gonna. It's a dicey business. It's one of the things that I've learned is the sources business is a dicey one. So shout out to anyone who's in that business of putting out sourced info, because it's a stressful lifestyle. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. So 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Are we gonna get something else? Oh, it's coming down to the buzzer. It's coming down to the buzzer, man. Let's see. It also appears the Patriots, who have listened to potential trade offers for Josh Uche, Kyle Duggar, and Mike Onwenu, don't intend to trade anyone. And they also never got any calls on Mac Jones and Zeke Elliott. Yeah, I would be shocked to see anyone trying to trade for Mac Jones at this current point. All right, 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Are we going to do anything else? Are we going to get anything at the wire? Anything at the wire? Shanny urging Lynch to get Mac Jones. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, I'm scrolling Twitter like a madman. All right, what did we just get from Ian Rappaport? So based on the Patriots stuff that we just heard, Ian Rappaport is reporting nothing close for the Patriots to get anything done. So it doesn't sound like the 49ers are going to be trading for Kyle Duggar, Josh Uche, or any one of those guys. So that door seems to be closed. The Jaylen Johnson door seems to be closed. Who else is left? Are the Commanders trading anyone else? Who else is left? The clock is ticking. 6 minutes. Bills just acquired Razul. Yep, we saw that right when Ian Rappaport reported that Jaylen Johnson wasn't going anywhere, they immediately traded for Razul Douglas. And again, it was reported that the Bills had interest on Jaylen Johnson. So, all right, we're officially in the danger zone, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes. The countdown has officially begun. The countdown has officially begun. 5 minutes until the end of the 2023 trade deadline. This just in from Jordan Schultz. The Broncos are not expected to trade wide receiver Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton, per source. So the Broncos seemingly shutting down business operations. So Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton not being moved. We're at that point where we're starting to get reports of the people who aren't being traded. So, man, 4 minutes. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up right now. I'm not getting my hopes up. Okay, this just in. See, just like we anticipated. This is from Jordan Schultz. I'm told the Bills were making an aggressive attempt at trading for Bears cornerback Jaylen Johnson, but it was just not to be. Chicago had offers for him. Buffalo shifted to another NFC North team, the Packers, to get Rasul Douglas. That's what we talked about. The second that the Jaylen Johnson news came out, it immediately shifted to the Bills getting Rasul Douglas. So this is the thing. Jordan Schultz just reported Chicago had offers for him, but apparently they didn't like the offers. We're going to really find out in less than 3 minutes how serious Chicago is. We're going to find out in less than three, how serious Chicago is about keeping Jaylen Johnson. But it does sound like there were teams trying to get him. That's why I find it extremely interesting that they switched up. I find that very interesting that they've switched up at the last second. Okay. We just got a trade. An O-line move in New York. Jets bolstered their offensive line, signing two-time Pro Bowl guard Roger Saffold to their practice squad. Oh. Wow. That was from Adam Schefter. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We're over at 2,000 on Instagram. We're almost at 1,200 on YouTube and Facebook. We've got 2 minutes to go. And then if we get nothing, I anticipate a mass exodus. All right, we're on the clock, baby. This is like the draft. This is like the draft waiting for the pick to be announced. 1 minute. All right. 1 minute. 1 minute. Wow. Josina Anderson. A trade to send the Bears corner is not getting done today. I'm told that Johnson does not plan to engage in contract extension talks for the rest of the season. Johnson intends to be a pro about the situation and plan for the possibility he may not get traded. I'm also told the offers were made for Johnson, but that some teams evidently felt cost was too high. Jaylen Johnson does not appear to be getting traded at the deadline. I don't know if we're going to get the Steph Curry from the logo, but all signs continue to point towards Jaylen Johnson not getting traded. And that is it. That is it. According to Ian Rappaport, the trade deadline has hit. No more trades. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. What an anticlimactic last 30 minutes that was. Well, we got our hopes up. We got our hopes up with the Tim Kawakami report that another deal was going to come through. No deal was came to fruition, and it looks like the 49ers will go into the bye week with Chase Young. However, I do like the move, first of all, that the 49ers made for Chase Young. So I still consider the trade deadline a W. But what it comes down to is it felt like the asking price for Jaylen Johnson was just too high. The price for Jaylen Johnson was too high. So teams backed off and made other plans. But by all accounts, it sounds like the 49ers were very active on potentially adding Johnson at the deadline. But ultimately, as it's being reported from multiple sources, the Bears just wanted too much. So I don't really fault John Lynch for not being able to get that done. If a team's asking for too much, they're asking for too much. We saw the Bills shift and make different plans. So I get it. Obviously, would have loved to see Jaylen Johnson come on board. But obviously, I think there's a duality to it, right? There's a duality that the 49ers would have to give up compensation, and then they would have to go on and pay him. So no buzzer beater moves for the 49ers at the trade deadline. No buzzer beater moves. However, like I said, I'm still pleased. I'm still pleased with the moves that they made. I'm still happy with the value that the 49ers got for Chase Young. Obviously, if you were able to get 2 impact players, that would be a huge W. But I still consider the trade deadline to be a W. I know people wanted to get a cornerback in here, but it doesn't look like anything really came to fruition. So it's all right, guys. It's all right. But a buzzer beater trade would have been nice. A buzzer beater trade would have been nice, but we didn't get it. We didn't get the buzzer beater. Just doing a quick double check on the timeline to see what we got. But I feel pretty good. Don't be too upset. Don't be too upset. I see people upset. Don't be too upset. Don't be too upset. I know it got a little anticlimactic there at the end, but don't be too upset. I still think the 49ers did a good job at the deadline, getting Chase Young for a comp third. That's still a big W. That's still a big W. I don't be too upset because no one got Jaylen Johnson. So that's a plus. It's not like Jaylen Johnson went to Philly, went to the Cowboys, went to the Rams, went to Seattle. All right. So it's not like we lost out on him. It really just comes down to the Chicago Bears just asked too much. And everyone dipped on potentially trading for Jaylen Johnson. So I'm not gonna take that energy and push that into John Lynch because from the sounds of it, they tried. They tried to get Jaylen Johnson, but of course, as we've heard and as it's been reported, they just wanted too much. And so you got to pivot. And I don't mind the San Francisco 49ers not overextending themselves. And because again, it's twofold. You would have to give up compensation. It sounded like it needed to be a first, and you would need to pay him as one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL. I can understand it. Obviously, ideally, would have loved to see them make another move, especially at the buzzer. Didn't get it. Didn't get it. But we got one really quality move. So I'm happy about that. I still think the Chase Young move is quality. And clearly a lot of people upset with Kawakami. Again, that's what I said. That's why I said it earlier. It's like sometimes that information could have been good at the time. It could have maybe seemed like the 49ers were going to be getting Jaylen Johnson, but ultimately didn't come to fruition. And now he's got to deal with Twitter trolls. Regardless, Chase Young is going to be a great trade. All good. We didn't get a cornerback trade, but our D line is great. Like I said, for me, the most important thing that I was looking for was edge help. I wanted edge help over cornerback, and obviously getting a player of Jaylen Johnson's caliber would have been phenomenal. But I do still have faith that Ward, Diamador, and Isaiah Oliver can be impactful. I know a lot of people right now are underwhelmed by the 49ers defensive backs right now, but who knows? Maybe an injection of pass rush with Chase Young, maybe that helps out the secondary. So I'm okay. Obviously, would have loved to see the 49ers make a beater deal at the end. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and we might get Womack back. We might Daryl Luter Jr. potentially here getting back here pretty soon. So we'll see. But obviously, the 49ers were clearly trying to go after a number one cornerback. So that is interesting to see. And obviously, it's going to be interesting to see how the 49ers continue to build their roster as at the end of the year and what they're going to try to do. KOSZG. I like it, but secondary is what we needed. TBD. Bailey says, I think we could have gotten Dante Jackson. Maybe, but maybe the 49ers didn't want Dante. So I don't know. I think the 49ers were pretty locked in, it sounded like, on Jaylen Johnson. And ultimately, the price was too high. Chase W trade. Yeah, I think the Chase is a win trade for sure. For sure it was. For sure it was. So it came down to an issue with money, compensation, and all that type of stuff. A trade could still be announced. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they would have had to been gotten in by this time. And yeah, I don't think there's any lingering trades hanging out there. So bro, people are mad at Tim Kawakami. Oh boy, people are mad at Tim Kawakami. Like I said, man, the sources game is a dangerous, dangerous game. It really, really is. And I would imagine Tim Kawakami is blocking 90% of 49ers Twitter right now. So that's going to be interesting. That's the whole point of going all in. You pay a premium price for premium talent. The Niners did it. To be fair, no one did. Um, so that's part of it. It's like we've talked about the price for Patrick Surtain. Like if the Denver Broncos were going to trade Patrick Surtain, you are trading him for more than he's worth. You're trading him for what he's worth plus more. So that's the thing. It's like that's probably what Jaylen Johnson did, or the Bears did with Jaylen Johnson, is that they probably asked for more than what he was worth. And because they still think they still value him high, it's not like they want to sell Jaylen Johnson um, at a discount. So it is what it is. Everyone balked at the price. Bills balked at the price. Uh, it ultimately comes down to the Bears have to accept the trade. It sounds like the 49ers offered. Sounds like the Bills declined. So sounds like the Bills declined everyone. So I'm not going to be mad at the 49ers. They tried. They tried. Didn't happen. But we did get Chase Young for a comp third. And I still think that's a quality trade. So I'm still giving this an A. If I had to grade it, I'm giving it an A. Obviously, Jaylen Johnson would have put us through to the moon, but at a certain token, sometimes too expensive. Sometimes too expensive. But shout out to everyone on. We had some numbers in here. We got over like 2,100 people on Instagram. We got to like 1,200 on YouTube, but we knew what it was. Uh, we knew what it was. The second that the trade deadline hit and nothing happened, we knew people were going to be dipping like crazy. So it was fun, though. I'm not going to lie. I had fun. This was a fun trade deadline for me. Obviously, would have loved to see that buzzer beater go through with the 49ers being able to add someone else right at the deadline. Didn't happen. However, I do like the trade that the 49ers got of Chase Young, and I think it's good. I think it's quality. Um, so I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. Um, so I'm gonna keep posting content. I'm gonna get off these lives so I can start posting other content to the rest of my platforms and all that other stuff. But appreciate all you guys for tapping in. That was pretty. I had fun. If you guys haven't subbed over on YouTube, sub to the channel. Smash that like button on the video if you haven't already. Turn post noties on, and we'll be posting a lot more content. Posting a lot more content today. But I appreciate you guys on IG. I'm out of here on IG. We're gonna discard that video, and appreciate to all you guys on YouTube, Facebook, as always, checking in. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. 49ers made a move. Don't be upset. Don't be upset. All right, guys. I might be back on later for more content, more lives, all that stuff. I don't know. Stay tuned. Turn the noties on. I had fun. I don't know. I see people are upset. I don't know how you can be upset. I had a lot of fun today. So happy Halloween to all you ghouls and you goblins out there. Be happy. 49ers made a blockbuster move, cost them nothing yet again. And for a position of need, that helps the San Francisco 49ers. Grab your cookies, grab your candies. Might have to come back on to do a candy draft because it is Halloween and I love candy. So we might have to come back on just for a little live. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween candy draft where we do top 10. We'll see. But shout out to everyone who tapped in. That was fun. And that was a good deadline, if you ask me. Woo! Woo! That came out of nowhere. That was a good deadline to me. Obviously could have been better, but it was still good. Oh, wait. Wow. Wow. No way. The 49ers had agreed on a trade with Adoree Jackson, but the Giants failed to report it to the league in time. Wow. Wow. So Adoree Jackson should have been a Niner. But someone, I'm assuming it's the Giants because they have to process the deal, failed to report it in time. Wow. That is zonkers. That I don't even know if that's a word. That is crazy. So we did have a buzzer beater trade, and the freaking Giants didn't report it to the league office in time. That is insanity. That is crazy. That is insane. I feel like this happened like a couple years ago. Like they didn't get the facts through in time. They didn't get the facts through in time, so the trade didn't go through. What a blunder that is. Wow. So the 49ers did have a Steph Curry buzzer beater at the end, but the Giants flopped. Wow, that's crazy, dude. That is unbelievable. Hold on, let me double check this. Oh, okay. Okay, wow, that was close. Okay, hold on. That was close. So apparently that was from a fake account. I don't know. Is this fake? Okay, so we're getting reports that this is a fake account. I almost tweeted that. I was literally about to hit send on the tweet. So apparently that was a fake account. So Eric Branch of the San Francisco Chronicle had retweeted it. That's how I saw it. But apparently he just said that's a fake account. So all right, we're going to hold off. I almost tweeted it. Apparently that was a fake account. It looked pretty legit. But all right. Well, maybe the four. Could you imagine if that was real though? That's crazy. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research um, when it comes across, um, and so it doesn't look like that is real. So that was interesting, um, and all that good stuff. Uh, all right. Well, that was an interesting way to end the live. So apparently the 49ers didn't try to do a trade for Dory Jackson. We just got a fake account getting everyone. And so I saw Eric Branch retweet it, and apparently we got. So we got. Anyways, I'm out of here. That's a good time to get out of here and end this one. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in as we got trolled at the end. I'm gonna get out of here for now. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.